The distress signal had been broadcasting for 3 standard cycles when the human vessel Defiance intercepted it. Captain Sarah Chen stood on the bridge, her weathered hands gripping the command rail as the translation matrix decoded the alien. Transmission. Please. Anyone. The scourge has taken our homeworld. Zephyria falls. Our children. Our people. Dying in the crystal mines. We are the last free ship. Coordinates attached. If there is mercy in the galaxy, please. The message cut to static. First Officer Marcus Torres looked up from his console, his dark eyes reflecting the same determination that had carried humanity through the resource wars. Captain, those coordinates are in hegemony space. 37 light-years rimward. How many ships do we have in this sector? Chen asked. Just us and the Resilience. Captain Okafor's running patrol near the Veil Nebula. Chen studied the tactical display. The Zephyrian distress call showed, a species she'd never encountered, tall, ethereal beings with crystalline features and gossamer wings. Their world was being strip-mined by the hegemony scourge, a machine collective that consumed planets for their mineral wealth. Ma'am, Communications Officer Lee interrupted. I'm picking up additional signals. Looks like 12 other species have responded to the Zephyrian call. Good, Chen nodded. The galaxy still has a conscience. Actually, Captain, Lee's voice faltered, they're all declining to help. Too dangerous, they say. The Scourge has 3 dreadnoughts in system. The bridge fell silent. Chen watched the holographic display rotate slowly, showing the doomed Zephyrian system. Standard galactic protocol discouraged intervention in hegemony operations. Most species found it easier to look away, but humans weren't most species. Helm, set course for Zephyria. Maximum burn. Captain. Torres stepped closer, lowering his voice. The odds are... I know the odds, Marcus. Chen's voice carried the steel that had earned her command. I also know what it's like to cry for help while the galaxy watches. She remembered Earth's first contact, how humanity had begged for aid during the Titan Plague, how 17 species had listened to their desperate transmissions and chosen to maintain quarantine protocols instead. 40 million humans had died before Dr. Ramos synthesized the cure from volcanic bacteria. The galaxy had called humans Deathworlders after that. Survivors from a planet so hostile, it forged beings who thrived on adversity. What was meant as an insult had become a badge of honor. 18 hours later, the Defiance dropped out of hyperspace at the edge of the Zephyrian system. The sight that greeted them was devastating. The once blue world had turned gray-brown, its surface scarred by massive extraction operations. 3 massive Scourge dreadnoughts hung in orbit like metallic tumors. Sensors detect approximately 2.3 million Zephyrians still alive on the surface, Science Officer Dr. Patel reported. They're being held in containment camps near the mining sites. And the Scourge ships? Each dreadnought carries roughly 10,000 combat drones. They've noticed us. On cue, the largest Scourge vessel transmitted a warning. Human vessel. Withdraw or be destroyed. This system is under hegemony authority. Chen smiled grimly. Marcus, remember what Admiral Reyes said at Luna Academy? That? Humans don't run from fights they can't win, Torres replied. They find ways to win them anyway. Exactly. Dr. Patel, what's the composition of those mining extractors? Heavy metals, quantum processors. Captain, they're using sonic resonance to shatter the bedrock. The frequency is The same frequency that disrupts Scourge neural networks, Chen finished. I thought so. Helm, take us in. All power to forward. Shields! The Defiance screamed toward the planet as the Scourge dreadnoughts unleashed their fury. Plasma bolts hammered the human ship's shields, while Chen's crew worked with the desperate efficiency their species was known for. Weapons. Target the primary mining platform. Dr. Patel, I need you to reverse the polarity on those sonic extractors. Captain, that would create a feedback loop that would propagate through the Scourge network and overload their processors. Do it. The human ship dove through a wall of fire, its hull glowing cherry red from repeated impacts. Just as their shields collapsed, Weapons Officer Kim landed a perfect shot on the mining platform's control center. Dr. Patel's modifications took effect instantly. The sonic extractors turned their devastating frequency inward, creating a resonance cascade that ripped through the Scourge ships like a virus. One by one, the massive dreadnoughts went dark and began falling toward the planet. But the Defiance was falling too, her engines dead and hull breached in 17 places. All hands, prepare for emergency landing, Chen announced. And prep the rescue shuttles. We came here to save lives. The ship hit Zephiria's surface hard, carving a 3-kilometer furrow across a crystal plain. Within minutes, human rescue teams were pouring from the wreckage, their powered armor designed for exactly this kind of hostile environment. Captain Chen limped from the bridge to find Chief Torres coordinating the rescue effort. Thousands of freed Zephirians were emerging from the disabled mining camps, their crystalline faces reflecting wonder and gratitude. A tall Zephirian with silver wings approached Chen, its melodic voice carrying through a translation device. Human. Captain, your species has saved mine. But why? We offered nothing in return. Chen looked up at the alien's luminous eyes, thinking of all the times humanity had cried for help to an uncaring galaxy. Because someone should answer when people call for help. Because that's what decent beings do. The Zephirian's crystalline features shifted into what might have been a smile. The galaxy calls you Deathworlders. Perhaps it would be more accurate to call you Life-Worlders. 3 days later, as rescue ships from 7 different species arrived, shamed into action by humanity's example, Chen stood among the ruins of the Scourge operation. Her ship was destroyed, but 2.3 million lives had been saved. The galaxy would remember this day, not as the day the Deathworlders fought impossible odds, but as the day they proved that sometimes the right thing to do was also the human thing to do. In the end, that made all the difference.